We're here on Temple Street. We're here for clay pot rice at Hingay, and chef says he's about to put 20 of them on the stove at the same time, so we're gonna go take a look at what's going on. Let me see. 輝哥，好，入嚟睇下過程先。Okay, so welcome to the clay pot kitchen. This is Faigo. Faigo is a chef. He's been here for like 20 years basically. And this restaurant's been open for 43 years. They haven't changed the way they're making their clay pot rice. This is 20 at the same time. It's like a double layered xylophone. First things first, he's turning everything up to a super high heat. Water goes in. The good thing about this clay pot is that it gets super hot really quickly, and then he's going to reduce the flame to try to get that nice fanjiu, that crispy rice bottom. The reason why you can only have clay pot rice like this in Hong Kong is because what you're tasting is technique and craftsmanship. Every decision that the chef makes, his philosophy and his sense of style sums into that pot of rice. And it's just so technical, dude. Like, they've been here for 40-something years, and every pot is this good. If you come over here, dude, this is all of the toppings. One of my favorite things about clay pot rice is that it's totally customizable. Whatever you want on top of your rice, you can get. Different color-coded orders, 60-something types of rice toppings I think they have here. Some of them are a little bit new, like later you might spot cured meats. Sausages, bacon. This place, Hingay, they specialize in one type of liver sausage that has foie gras. Really, it's actually a goose liver. First step is over. Rice is partially cooked, and that rice is finished absorbing all of that water. So he's gonna slow down the momentum of the cook, and each and every topping is gonna go on. Dude, 20 at the same time is actually freaking ridiculous. Here's the lowdown. Clay pot rice comes down to a question of philosophy and style. Every single component of the clay pot rice, because it's so simple of a dish, can be changed, and different chefs will have different approaches. The clay pot rice is an ecosystem, which means that as it's slowly cooking, the steam's gonna rise up to the top. It's gonna start cooking the meat and the flavorful toppings, and all of that is going to slowly drip downwards in the form of fat, in the form of flavor, and in the form of like umami. He's moving the clay pot to the other side of the burner where it's a little bit less hot so that you can start building that crispy rice bottom. He thinks of the bottom of the clay pot in quadrants, so he's going to move it 4 times. So it's very, very even. You get as much crispy bottom as you can. You'll see that black buildup on the bottom. That's actually flavor. All of that hot air is going to be filtered through this semi-porous clay pot. Experts would say it's first about the flavor of the rice, capturing it within this pot. But second of all, it's also about building a myriad of textures. There's the fluffy, fragrant rice over the top. Now is the last stage. The important thing here is that clay pot rice is not finished cooking after you take it off the heat, because it needs to sit for just about a minute or 2. After the garnish, it's just going to sit so that all of the juices settle to the bottom of the pot, so that the rice is properly flavored. And as the temperature starts to come down just a little bit, all those flavors are going to end up mingling. You also need the residual heat on the clay pot itself to build that final crispy texture on the bottom of the pot. Win. Dude, here it comes. As absurd. Chef's running back to make sure he gets the other 20 going. Okay. 好，窩蛋牛肉飯，煲仔飯。牛肉片啊，牛肉片啊，不如。 你中意牛肉片定牛肉餅啊？
有㗎，
你中意
片又得。
你覺得餅好食定片好食啊？
你中意嘅個人嘅啫喎。一片片啲牛肉餅，你中意邊個？
餅啦。I ordered the beef patty with a raw egg over the top, which is a classic. And the second I ordered was a yellow eel with the white eel and the foie gras goose liver sausage. Let's talk about the rice. My opinion is that jasmine rice has to be soaked because you need it to cook quickly. Otherwise, the inside of your rice might become like al dente, which is not a good thing for Chinese style rice. Some people say that a short grain rice, usually from in China or Japan, might be a little bit more fragrant. Some people believe that the long grain jasmine rice, which is what us Hong Kong people like, is a little bit more flavorful, might have a little bit better of a texture. Some people do mixes. Here they do Thai jasmine rice. Might be us. Once it hits the table, you're not supposed to open it, dude. You're supposed to let it sit for a minute because everything is still cooking. That heat is critical right now. Any of those like flavor particles that are too excited inside, like calm down a little bit and seep into each other. So we're gonna sit patiently for about a minute and not open this as badly as you want this thumbnail shot. Baby! You see that air gap? That means the rice it's absorbed all that liquid as it's cooking. And then as it's cooking, it's starting to dry and dry and dry. And because it's separated a little bit like this, then you know it's crispy. If you put oil into this, it would have deep fried. Yes, it would be crispy, it would taste like oil. This is very special. Clay pot rice issues this mating call to Hong Kong people once it starts to get cold. First gust that rolls in through the Victoria Harbour, people start yelling and clamoring for clay pot rice. That soy sauce, the soul of the clay pot rice, we're just gonna mix all of this together. It's not just soy sauce out of the bottle. It's seasoned soy sauce. It's got sugar in it. He makes it with aromatics. Stir-fry a bunch of ginger, garlic, onion, that sort of stuff. Secret spice. The heat of the rice is gonna help steam that egg, help it finish cooking. It's almost like a call and response thing, where there's a little bit of like that ginger and onion that's inside of that soy sauce. It's like calling the flavors of the ginger and the scallions and stuff inside of the rice itself out. It like coaxes everything out. It like teases out all those flavors. Really high quality beef. One thing we Hong Kong people like about beef and pork patties in general is we like to move it. We like to mix it a lot. The texture is developed by extending those like protein chains, and all he's doing is like mixing and mixing and working and working and working it. So it's a little bit like the inside of a dumpling. A little bit like a bouncy meatball. It's such a technical dish. I feel like maybe chef is putting it on today. I know it's good. It's like not supposed to be this good. The whole choice of toppings is that it needs to have enough fat. Eel is a perfect fish for this. If you use like tilapia or whatever, it would not produce this effect because the fat wouldn't drip down, it wouldn't flavor the rice. You get that like toastiness of that jasmine rice, and then you get a little bit of that grease that came off of that eel, that fattiness that just drips down. All of it's captured inside of this ecosystem, inside of this environment. That's like goose liver. It's quite fatty. I like more than foie gras, to be honest. But I can't wait to get to the bottom. Ready? Come on, baby. Isn't that ridiculous? This is just such a show-off technique. It's such a flex. A freaking like textural delight. The rice has absorbed all this moisture. He's taking so much patience and so much effort, all that rice water out, so it's just the flavor of the rice left. Now, two philosophies. Some people mix the crispy thing inside. Chef says, bad idea. It should be two courses. First thing, everything on top of the rice, fluffy texture, and then go for the crispy stuff, because it needs time to develop. This is what you're supposed to end up with. Just the bottom of the rice. And you're supposed to just eat this as the final bit. Of calling myself the clay pot kid, because in Cantonese it's bo zai. You know how like rappers have rapper names, some chefs have chef names, the curious cook, Momo Fu, whatever it is, Lucky Peach. Mine when I was a kid was the clay pot kid, because this is the first dish that I learned how to cook, and it honestly might be my favorite dish in Hong Kong.